Now it's time for our April construction update. Joining me now is Brian Jarvis from Compass Project Management. And it's a little overcast day today, but it's late April. We're standing out front. Tell us what's been going on.
Yeah, the weather broke towards the beginning of March. Site crews came back. They've been busy out front. What you can see behind us is they've started to put the concrete footings and the bases in for what will become the entry staircase, a big granite staircase.
And if we look over there, that's I see a lot of granite, I see brick, so that's going to be the walkway. Is that the materials for that?
Yes, what you see here is they've actually cordoned off a section of the new parking lot to use as a stockpile location. The large pieces of granite all will go together and form the sides of the staircase. There'll be granite treads in between. And the bricks you see actually are the two types of bricks. Those are brick pavers. There'll be a sidewalk version of those, and then there'll be a heavy-duty version which will line the roadway just in front of the front entrance.
Okay, now I see right behind us is obviously going to be stairs. Is there also going to be like a accessible ramp as well?
Yeah, on both sides coming out from where the pillars are, there'll be a ramp that'll get you down to the sidewalk and to the street level. Be totally handicap accessible.
Okay, you know, the crews are back for outside, so let's focus on the outside today. Let's go inside to go up on the roof to look outside.
Excellent.
All right.
Let's go.
All right, Brian, we've made it up to the roof. By the way, when is that elevator going to be put into service?
I knew you were going to ask that. The elevator is past all of its tests, and we should have it operational next month.
Excellent. I want to take the first ride.
You'll be first in line.
All right, so we're up on the roof. Very exciting. Photovoltaic panels behind us. Going to supply some of the energy for the school, but tell us a little bit about that.
All right, so what you see behind us is the PV system like you alluded to, and that is a 73 kilowatt system. Basically, kilowatts are determined by the amount of panels. The more panels you have, the more power you produce. So based on the size of this, we're getting about 73 kilowatts of power. Again, it's supplemental power to the building. We can pipe it into the building system, or on days where the capacity might be a little bit lower, the consumption is lower in the building, we can actually sell that energy back to a power distributor in order to make some revenue that way.
And you know, people say, well, who would want to buy that? But there are people that need to buy that.
Yeah, there are a lot of rules and regulations out there for commercial businesses that they need to buy green energy or use green energy, or power distributors like Norwood Light need to provide green energy. In order to get that, they need to buy that from somebody that produces it. And this is an example of a location that would produce it. So Norwood could sell that back to a distributor who then returns that energy to a company or a power company looking to sell it.
And you know, supplying energy to the building and or others isn't the only reason to have that.
Yeah, and a big reason that we have it here is simply for the educational value that it has. We have a green system installed on this building. It will have a whole monitoring device and software system that monitors the amount of energy that it produces, the amount of energy that the building is using. And then we have a standalone 2-panel array directly over the Alternative Energy Lab over in the science department that actually will feed the power to benchtop units for the kids, and the kids will be able to monitor it and tie it into their alternative energy curriculum.
All right, so Brian, I mean, that's not a very big area. Surface area for that. There's no way, that's not designed to run the whole building.
No, on the best days, summer days, sunny days in the summertime, you're probably going to get maybe 10% of the building's total consumption produced by that panel. Again, it's going to be supplemental energy, and then again, it's going to tie into the academic portion of the school's curriculum.
All right, well, let's move from this green project to another green project, the field.
Exactly, let's go.
Okay, Brian, just like I'm moved by the auditorium, there's a lot of people going to be moved by this field behind me.
I don't blame them. Great field. What you see behind you right now is you got the All-American Sports out of Canton, and they are laying it down in 10-yard sections. And basically what the process is they roll it out and they hot seam the two pieces together, and they'll work their way from the 50-yard line towards each end zone. You see the lines, and
the lines are pretty bright. Is that paint?
It's actually a colored turf. So you have the main field, which is green, but then any lines you see, the white or the blue or the red, is actually a colored turf, and they sew that right in. It's a much more durable product.
Okay, so how long will they be doing this?
They started last week. If the weather holds out, I mean, a day like today is probably as bad as it can be for them to keep working. But they probably have another 3 or 4 days left on the turf, and then we need to pave around the track, and we'll start installing the track as soon as we get some warm weather.
Okay, now I see a building way in the corner. Is that just a storage building?
Yeah, we have two metal storage buildings. There's one in that corner. There's also one here in the foreground. And basically they have 3 garage doors that open up, and that can be used for track equipment or turf maintenance equipment or other athletic equipment.
Great, great. Well, that's really, it looks beautiful from up here.
Yeah, it's nice and bright, and you don't have to cut it.
And what's going to be at the 50-yard line?
50-yard line, they'll actually paint the Norwood logo. They'll have the Mustang posed over the end.
It'll be great to get the games back here.
It'll be great, absolutely great.
All right, well, let's see what else is going on. We saw the front. Let's go over to the west side over here.
Yeah, this would be considered the west side of the site, and they started doing some of the work on the entry road.
All right, well, let's talk about it, and then we'll go down and take a look at it.
Okay.
That's sort of out of turn from the original plan?
Right, if you're familiar with the project, there were 3 phases to this project. The first phase being the stadium and the building, and then the second phase, which is scheduled to happen this summer, is tearing down part of the old school to make room for the new driveway, and then that last phase would be the complete demolition of the rest of the building. So something that we've worked on the last 2 months with the contractor was trying to alleviate that compressed schedule we have this summer and getting them some of that area early. So what we've done is we relocated some of the teachers' parking, moved the site fence down, and they started work on the road.
Great. So that September opening is in less jeopardy.
That's right. We wanted to maintain that September milestone. We don't want to be starting school late for any reason.
All right, well, let's go down and take a look.
Let's go.
As we said when we were up on the roof, you know, we're on the west side now, and this is the change of schedule. I mean, if I look over my shoulder, there's those mounds of dirt. That's sort of where your trailer was, right?
That's right. We had the trailers basically in front of these pine trees, back behind where those orange flags are. And we needed to get them out of there because eventually we have to build that road and they would be in the way. So we moved them over to the other side of the site onto the parking lot, and that's where they'll stay for the remaining of the project. And
back here, we have some newly planted pine trees. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, now that we have the weather, the landscape crew is back, and they are finishing up any of the landscaping that's involved with the phase 1 of the project, which is the building. The evergreens that are along the perimeter, the maple trees that are throughout the parking lot areas, and then also some of the small shrubs and other plantings that line the roadways.
Okay, so let's take a walk around behind the building and see what else is new.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're on the Peabody Road side of the school, and we've got a lot of plantings here.
Yep.
And for young trees, they look kind of tall to me.
Yeah, this is actually a change. The original species that was spec'd was a much smaller, narrower species of arborvitae. And we worked with the neighbors to provide a little bit bigger tree to start with, one that's going to be a little bit faster growing, to provide a nice screen for them.
All right, well, that's beautiful, and the landscaping's unbelievable. It's like all the maples that we just saw that were planted, and it's just going to be outstanding.
Yeah, basically what we saw was only about half, so we had half to go.
All right, so this is April. The next time we come in will be after May 15th, substantial completion.
That's
so,
right.
It's going to be basically done.
Yeah, they'll have, the landscape will be finished up. They'll be inside all clean in the building. We'll be ready for furniture.
Okay, so that was going to be my next question. When's furniture come in?
Supposed to start May 16th, the next day.
Okay, and then when do they start the demo?
Right now we have it on schedule to be a day or two after the final day of classes, so the very end of June.
So a lot's going to happen this summer.
This summer's going to be very busy.
All right, well, Brian, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for coming.
And that'll wrap it up for April's construction update.